Hey guys, so I'm back again. I'm sorry, I actually just got over a little cold, so my voice is a bit weird. I just felt like English would suit this topic better, so this time I'm doing it in English and then I'll switch it up a bit in the future. Welcome to being tall in Japan. I might not look it in my videos, but I'm actually quite tall. At least I think I am. I'm around 178 centimeters. I just looked up the average height for Japanese females and it's around 158 centimeters. Now I know that not everyone is average height, but I do notice that I stick out a lot here in Japan. Some people say it's just due to my hair. I'd say it's a mix of both. But anyways, I'd like to talk about what you might go through as a tall person in Japan, more specifically an exchange student in Japan. First of all, if you're coming to Japan as a tall exchange student, you might want to prepare some extra money. And now let me tell you a little story time. On my very first day at my Japanese high school, I went to meet the principal and some teachers, and we talked about various things, including a school uniform. They actually had one there for me to borrow, which I was really thankful for. They gave me the largest size they had, and I went home and I couldn't wait to try it on. And when I did try it on, I was so happy because it fit perfectly. Yeah, as you can tell, there's no way I can wear that. So I had to buy my school uniform here, which cost about, let's just say it cost, you know what it goes all the way? It cost me like, let's just say it cost a lot. If you're going on exchange to Japan and your body dimensions are not average, prepare some extra money. By extra I mean like about, fair. Now, as a tall person, an advantage is that you get to save a lot of money. Let me tell you why. So basically, no clothes in the store will fit you, so you can't go freaking shopping for clothes. I'm not even joking. I've tried on so many shirts at different stores, and I'm not even like shopping for fun. I was just looking for a cardigan to go over my uniform. I tried on L, I tried on XL. You know, around here and stuff, it usually fits me fine, but it's the sleeves. One of the only clothing items I've bought so far were actually a pair of pants, and I use them as 3/4 pants. But on the mannequin, they were full-length pants. But no one knows, so big deal. I mean, obviously there are the things here in Japan as there are in other countries that tall people will go through. I just feel like in Japan, it's like multiplied by 100. Like you feel it a lot more. I'm talking about things like low doorways, handles, and okay. So I'm not even kidding. For like the first half a year that I was in Japan, every single day, get up from sitting on my train and bang my head on the handrails. You'd think that I'd get used to it and like develop a reflex or just learn from my stupidity. But no, and yes, they usually like come about here. And also, I mean, a lot of doorways are really low. But at least doorways, like when you're walking, you usually see them. And also, sinks are also really low. Sinks, mirrors, I mean forget about looking at your face. Explaining this while I'm sitting is not very easy. But then you have to hunch over and like your bag falls into the sink, it gets all wet. Yeah, it hurts your back when you're like doing dishes and you're like hunched over for a long time. I realized that I'm partly also to blame for my stupidity. For example, once I washed my hands in this really low sink, and after finishing I turned around and realized I had been washing my hands in the kids sink and the adult sinks were over there. So I'm to blame for that. Us tall people, we're used to having our knees touching the seats in front of us in the bus or getting squashed in tables. I mean, in Japan you have this thing called kotetsu, which is a table, a low table with a blanket around it, and even if it is like, forget the blanket, it's basically just a low table and you sit on there, and if you're polite you sit like with seiza on your knees, but it doesn't fit with me. And even if I put my knees in like the yoga pose, what do you call it, I can't get my knees under the table. It's always like sorry for kicking you in the face and like in the knees. Just lift my leg with my arms. Now I'm gonna mention a thing called furikura. If you've never been to Japan, basically it's this really popular photo booth amongst especially young people because it makes your face look completely different. Most people here say that it makes your face look cute. I think it just makes your face look like an alien, but that's fun, so I love it. Okay. It's basically you just pictures like these. Most people just do the face ones, but they have full body furikuras. If you're tall, don't do it. What it basically does is stretches out your body because most people want to look like slimmer and stretched out. But if you're already tall, it's gonna make you look like this noodle giant or something. I'm never in my life taking one of those, that's for sure. So staying on the topic of furikura, sometimes you can borrow costumes at the places where you take pictures. Take fun like Halloween or Christmas pictures. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to choose a dress outfit with my friend, a short dress that was like one size. It was not a decent length on me. Just keep that in mind for like universal like one size trying on clothing places. Ideally, if you're a tall person, your feet are also big to just fit the proportions, right? That's also the case with me. And Japan has a very strict shoe culture. I love the shoe culture. I personally hate wearing shoes inside of the house, and I would never do that in my house. And in Japan, it's the same. It's a big no-go to wear shoes inside of the house and inside of even like some of those public places. So usually if you're going to a public place, a public hall or something that doesn't allow shoes, there's not enough room to leave all the shoes from all people coming. Basically, you get a plastic bag, put your shoes in it, and carry with you. It's happened to me numerous times where I was the only person whose shoes did not fit in the bag. I know that I'm not the person with the biggest feet in Japan. I know that there are, especially guys, that have the same shoe size as I do, but I mean, what are we supposed to do? You end up asking them for like a second bag, and you're like walking around with one shoe in your right hand and one shoe in your left hand. I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do? Another thing is also, because of that shoe culture, there's also a big slipper culture. So if you go to someone's house, they'll give you slippers, and if you enter a bathroom, they have separate bathroom slippers. The toilet slippers are to not get the normal house slippers contaminated or something. Honestly, those slippers never fit. My heel is always just drooping off the slip. I'd say that pretty much sums up all things that I have to say. I mean, most of the struggles are the same as in any other country as a tall person. As I said, it's just in Japan you feel a lot taller, you stand out. Taking pictures is a real struggle because you don't want to look like the one odd giant in the picture. So sometimes you might think I can get away with bending my knees a bit or something. That reminds me, I once was at someone's place and they had a real furisode kimono there, like a real traditional Japanese kimono, and they let me put it on. And while I didn't like get styled up or whatever, I was so happy to put it on, but it took us forever to figure out how to make it fit me. And here's an insider tip for those exchange students that are coming to a Japanese high school. Okay, so something that I discovered is that all Japanese classrooms pretty much have this one section in the front that's slightly elevated, like a little stage at the front. Whenever you're doing a group presentation, just let everyone stand on there, and you just stand beside it. You don't have to stand on it, you just stand like right beside it. And so that way you'll look only a little bit taller than everyone else, and no one will know. I've been doing it all the time and it works, so that's my little tip for you. Anyways, thank you for watching. By the way, I didn't make this video to offend Japanese sink builders or short people or whatever. I just did it to share my experiences, and I'd love to hear what your experiences were, so just share them with me. That's all for now. Speak to you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye!